Hello, my name is Jenny Logan, and I am an inflammatory breast cancer survivor.
Hi, my name is Etter, and I'm a cancer survivor.
Hi, my name is Molly Oldham, and I am a two-time anaplastic ependymoma brain cancer survivor.
Mental health means to me emotional strength and perseverance. Mental health means gratitude, and it means having a good attitude. Mental health means appreciating the little things and living in the moment. Mental health means self-care and self-love.
What does mental health mean to you?
Mental health to me means vulnerability, being able to be vulnerable in hard times.
Mental health means so many different things to me, and I think everybody has their own interpretation of mental health, but to me personally, it means how we all deal with our emotions and what we interpret from other people, and when we look in the mirror, what we see and what we decide to do with those emotions and feelings that we all experience.
Describing my mental health and emotional well-being during treatment. At first, my mental health was very scattered when I began treatment. I felt lost, scared, and not knowing what would happen. Just the unknown really freaked me out. Something that someone shared with me really stuck with me. They said, make chemotherapy your friend. So instead of focusing on the fact that I was putting poison into my body, I made time to complete phone calls, watch shows, play games, and work on graduate school applications. I told myself each day, this is just for the time being. It's not forever.
My emotional well-being was intact. I would say that, throughout my treatment, there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknown variables that made my diagnosis a little bit scarier than what it could have been. But I had a great support system, and my family and friends were always there for me when I needed it, which made it much easier than it would have been.
During treatment, my mental health was definitely shaky. I mean, how could it not be? I have a little bit of a different story because I had so many different types of treatment and I recurred, so I had to do it all over again. And the second time was just as difficult as the first time, even though I knew what to expect. I think that was a blessing and a curse that I knew what to expect. So yeah, my mental health was a little bit all over the place, and it took a lot of support from other people and my doctors and my nurses and my team to kind of get that in check a little bit and keep me on a positive track.
Describing the differences between navigating through mental health challenges after treatment. After treatment is very difficult because you are used to going to all of these appointments and seeing all of these doctors, nurses, and specialists that follow up with you, and they're constantly keeping in contact. And if you're lucky, which I was very fortunate and lucky enough to be successful at treatment and in complete remission, but the trauma is still there. It's weird because you're going to these appointments and speaking with these medical professionals, and they become a part of your life. After a while, the appointments become less and less, and you're left with, am I just supposed to move on? How do I do that? I had a year of my life ripped away from me, and I had to come to terms with that. You process the trauma, accept the meaning if you've gathered any, and you appreciate the fact that you are alive, while others you have come to know are no longer living. You live for yourself, but you also live for those that are no longer here.
Yeah, after treatment, I was trying to get back to, my normal lifestyle of playing soccer and going back to school, which took me a little while. I had to rebuild my strength and you know, get my body back to the way it was.
After treatment, I would say mental health is just as hard to deal with as during, because I think there's this common misconception that when a person is done with treatment, they're all of a sudden cured, and that's just not the case, as us cancer warriors know. There's no guideline there's no timeline of when things are supposed to happen, and there's no guideline of how we're supposed to deal with all of our emotions. And once treatment's done, we all kind of sit in this pocket of waiting for what to do next. And that's hard because you don't know what's gonna happen. And you don't know when the next thing you're gonna do is. And that's just so difficult to sit and wait. So my mental health was struggling in the area of, I was so anxious. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know when this thing is gonna happen. And it kind of snowballed into this like huge thing of, I just don't know. And that was hard for me. And I still struggle with that now, as I just finished treatment for a second time.
I found resources to help out financially for myself, but then would later pass those resources along to other fellow breast cancer or IBC sisters that were in need of that support.
My support system played a huge role during diagnosis. Like I said earlier, there was a lot of unknowns that, you know, kind of left us all wondering where things were going to go, what outcomes may be. And, you know, if I didn't have my family right there in the hospital room with me, I think that it would have been really easy to, you know, stay in a dark mindset.
I would be a completely different person if I didn't have as much support as I do. Totally, 100%.
Being a cancer survivor is a lifelong battle, and even if you are in remission, you still deal with a lot of things, such as chronic pain, trauma, and life after cancer.
The thing that I learned most, you know, going through it and after, was how important it is to be vulnerable during those hard times. I needed the help, and, you know, growing up, it might have been a different story, you know, trying to figure it out on my own. But I kind of had my back against the wall during my diagnosis, and it took my army and my friends and my family to, you know, really pull me out and, you know, keep me pushing.
So I actually have never had 12 months of remission. I am still kind of in the heart of dealing with it all. So I can't speak on that, but I will say that I have learned a lot about myself in the way that I interpret what people say to me. Some days, a joke could make me laugh like crazy. A joke about cancer could make me laugh. And then the next day, that same exact joke could send me into a full-on breakdown. And that's just the way it was for a while, and that's the way it still is. I've learned that I have to take everything day by day.
I overcame my mental health challenges in a variety of ways. I tried to keep myself busy because I'm not somebody that just likes to stay home, and because I had a compromised immune system, I had to. I handled my bills, made cancer treatment appointments and follow-up appointments, and just made these things be a part of my everyday, just like anything else. I would also watch TV shows that I enjoyed, found things that gave me comfort, such as coloring and creating crafts, writing letters, as well as meeting with a therapist individually and also couples therapy as well.
I would say the biggest thing was just, keeping a positive mindset about the outcome, even when I wasn't sure about it. I knew that I needed to get back out onto the field and play with my team. I knew that I needed to go back to school and, struggle with tests and all that stuff, but, the end goal was always very clear.
I leaned on my friends and my family and my support system, and I am a person who does not like to ask for help. I like to be very independent. I like to do things my own way. I like to do things for other people. And when I got sick, I realized that I couldn't be everything for everyone. And that is something I struggled so deeply with, because so badly I wanted to take in all my friends' problems and fix them, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't be everyone's person. And I learned how to lean on other people and accept help and accept the love, because it was really hard for me to accept the compliments. But as time went on, I realized that these people love me and care about me, and they're doing their best, and they're doing what they think I need. And so to be able to kind of sit down and just accept the love and soak it all up like a sponge was really important, because I had been doing that for everyone else for so long. So if I could give any advice, I would say just accept the love, don't question it. People love you, people want to help you, and you're never, ever, ever alone. Even though people don't understand necessarily exactly what you're going through, no one ever will. So let the people come to you, let them spread love and kindness for you, and just be grateful for that.
If I could give advice to those whom are currently navigating through mental health challenges, I would say find something that you are grateful for each day and know that you are loved nonetheless. Thank you.
My advice is to keep your head up. I know it's hard to, hang your head and, to let all the pressure and worry get to you, but you just have to know that other side of your diagnosis is your story to tell. Once you can get through it, there will be a whole nother world waiting for you on the other side, and if you can get through what you're getting through right now, then at the end of it, nothing will stop you going forward in your future.
Even though there might be no normal to go back to, normal's boring. You get to tell your own story when you want to tell it, and that is the power of you. And I think that's so important to remember.